Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided, since it's such a beautiful day and I really didn't have too much, I did all the household chores that I needed to do for today. So I'm going to take some time to water the plants in my kitchen, and I thought I'd bring you guys along with me. Okay you guys, let's get started. So to get started here, you guys, I love listening to reggaeton music. I chose Rao Alejandro, as you saw on the screen, and I like to set out my saucers and start bringing my plants down and checking them with the wooden skewer. What you want to look for is the moisture level of your soil. On the wooden skewer, you will notice it's a little bit moist and has some soil attached to the moist areas, so that'll tell you how moist your soil is. If it's a third, a fourth, half, or fully moist, then I won't water it. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through all of these plants, checking them one at a time. I like to take my time when watering my plants. I will top water them, and you can tell that it's a mixture of the two that I do, top and bottom watering, because I'll water from the top and then I let them sit in the water, the excess water, in case it didn't fully hydrate the entire root ball. And that way they can soak up from the bottom. This is my beautiful Cebu Blue. This is a baby plant that I created from my mother plant. She is beautifully rooted, you guys. Here I'm going to show you, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, probably not, I'm too far, but she is rooted so well that she's coming out of the bottom. As I'm watching this back, you guys, I am cracking up. This is my mother dance, because just know that if this camera wasn't on, I would be busting it down listening to reggaeton. But I have two kids and they would be mortified if they saw this on social media of their mom dancing. Here is my Tradescanthia. I'm slowing this down for you guys. She looks beautiful. She does need a chop back or a refresh because some of her stems are dried out. I will probably do a video on that for you guys so that I can share how I refresh her and make her look new and healthier. Here I'm doing my Easter cactus. They have not been repotted from the store soil, so it's in pure peat moss, I believe, and it's very hydrophobic, so they're not looking very healthy. As you can see here, it's very hard to soil. The leaves are very thin and dehydrated. Luckily this plant is very resilient, so I will be repotting that on a video for you guys as well. Here are all the dead leaves that I was able to pluck off that fell off onto the soil. So we are going to bottom water this one, and I will let it bottom water for the entirety. And here I'm showing you my Monstera Sultipicana. She only has a couple dried out leaves that never really unfurled, and then one leaf that had like a brown tip. So I like to clean my plants as well as water them at the same time. And this plant, you guys, has amazing aerial roots. I think it would be a great climber as well. I'm thinking of putting it on a moss pole. Well, not really a moss pole, it's like a cocoa core pole. I don't ever moisten it or anything, I just use it to prop up the vines. So here's a Hoya that I got from Home Depot. I don't really know what kind of Hoya she is. So here I'm checking her leaves. Her older leaves are pretty firm and she doesn't feel like she needs any water. So I'm going to probably check her with a skewer. This one is my Hoya pubicalis Splash. She is vining like crazy. I did notice that some of her vines are dying back, which I will have to cut them back. I think it might have to do with the fact that I trellised her or tied her down to the trellis, and so the vines started to die back. So both of those Hoyas didn't really need any watering, I believe. Actually, my Hoya pubicalis does need watering, so I'm watering her here. I'm trying to make sure that she's steady on the saucer before I water her so she doesn't fall over. This is my regular Hoya carnosa, and I got her from a cutting. Most of my plants, especially my Hoyas, have been cut back and propagated. I've been working on propagations and making new plants to sell on Facebook Marketplace and in plant swaps and stuff like that. So most of my plants have been cut back, so they're not looking as lush as they were before. I wish I showed you guys what they looked like before, but I don't think I took any pictures or anything. Here is my Hoya Sunrise. She's still in her soil that she was sent to me, and I ordered her off of Canopy Plant Co. And I think she needs a repot because this soil holds a lot of moisture, and I'm afraid I'm going to overwater her. But she is looking healthy and is giving me lots of growth. Here is my Crimson Princess. This actually came from a huge basket that I got from Lowe's, but because it was in the beginning of my plant journey, I really didn't know too much about Hoyas, and she was my first Hoya. So most of the basket died back, and I was able to save one stem, and out of that one stem I got a second stem, and she's been growing very well for me, and I've propagated her as well. Here I'm showing you the taco test of the leaves. So the leaves are bendable on this one, but they don't look dehydrated and they feel fine. I will check the soil again before I even water her. And if you don't see me watering a plant immediately after I show them, that means I didn't water them. This is my Hoya Fungi. This one I got on Canopy Plant Co. as well. I love this plant. It's got beautiful glossy leaves. And it's not like a carnosa leaf, it's thinner but thick at the same time. I just like the beautiful color and splashiness, and it has a little bit of veining, and the leaves come in a little lighter and then they fade to a darker green. I think if you give this plant higher light, it gets smaller leaves. So here is my Hoya Chelsea. I thought the Hoya Chelsea was the same as the Hoya Crinkle 8. I'm not sure. Let me know down below in the comments, you guys, if that's the same plant or not. I'm planning on propagating this plant so I can make it a bushier pot.
because I only have one vine in this. She doesn't seem to need any watering. And here is my Hoya Koreana, I believe. These are the blooms. They're on their way out, but I thought I'd show you guys. She blooms a lot for me throughout the year. I really love this plant, and I think the blooms, to me, they smell like fresh cut roses. So if you like the scent of roses, I would definitely get this Hoya. This Hoya I recently got from a plant swap for $15. She was a little shorter than what she is now, but she's growing a lot for me. She's in the cocoa chips and chunky perlite mix, as I'm showing you here. The trellis that she's on, I actually 3D print them and sell them. I think they're super cute. So I am going to water her because the cocoa chips and perlite don't hold a lot of moisture. So here's another one of those plants from Home Depot. Again, she's got beautiful new growth. She's doing well. Her leaves are thick, and I believe she doesn't need any watering. The black spots that you see on the back of the Hoya leaves is from inconsistent watering, and they were like that when I got them from Home Depot. Another one of my favorites, I love the leaves on this plant. I love the veining and the splashing on it, the size of the leaves, and I also like the colors. Here is my Hoya australis. She's getting long as well. I did cut her back, but she grows really fast, you guys. She's giving me new growth, new leaves. She's a beautiful plant as well. This plant doesn't need too much watering. If you water her too soon, she will end up dropping some leaves and giving you some yellow leaves. And this is the sister, the Hoya australis Lisa. I'm trying to try to grow this one a little bit more compact, but I think she's too far away from the light. I might have to put her in closer. This bottom leaf looks like it's on its way out, so I may have overwatered her in the past. I do love this plant. It's very striking. And here I have some rescue plants that I propagated. These are the Hoya curtisii, and she was rotting away for me. I was overwatering her because I got her from Lowe's and she was in pure peat moss. So I decided to use some chunky perlite to propagate her and try to save her. As you can see, she's doing great. She's given me some new roots as well as new growth, and I'm really excited to create a nice full pot of her in my mix of soil that I like to use. So I'm checking all the leaves, and here you can tell that this stem is completely dry. It has died back. So I'm just looking it over and pulling out anything that has died back and didn't grow any roots. That yellow one that you see left there, I left it because the rest of the stem is green. And as you can see, look at those amazing roots growing, you guys. I'm so excited that this is actually going to take this propagation. Here is a little overview. I'm moving over to this tray, tiered tray. I believe I got this tiered tray from Walmart. I love this tiered tray. I like to put cute little small plants that I have in here. Sometimes just propagations and my air plants. And that little Polaroid picture is my son. But yeah, let's go ahead and water these plants because I can't remember the last time I watered them, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. The snake plant didn't seem to need any water, but the soil was dry. The leaves are nice and firm, and I don't want it to dry rot. So I watered it, and then this alocasia I actually got on the plant swap, and I had to pull off a yellow leaf there. I think she needs a repot really soon because she's in a tiny pot. And this Dracaena, or Lucky Bamboo, I got from my mom, and she's doing great. She has lots of roots coming out the bottom. She's going to need a repot soon as well, or maybe I'll just cut the roots off the bottom. And this Haworthia, I believe, I think it's a Haworthia. It's in this cute little fox planter that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just test the leaves. The leaves feel firm, but they are kind of slender, so I checked the soil and it was dry, so I watered it. This cute little pot here is a carry-eye. It's a Hoya. I like to just sit her in the saucer and have her bottom water. And when I put her away, I'll check and see if she needs any more watering from the top. And now I'm going to water this propagation that I have in a terracotta pot. It's the regular string of hearts. So now I'm moving on to my air plants. I like to mist them with my spray bottle. I know some people dunk their air plants, but every time I do that, they end up dying off, rotting from the crown, even though I put them upside down to dry. So these are 2 air plants that I have. I mist them and then I put them on a dry paper towel to dry upside down. If you guys know the name of these air plants, please leave them down in the comments. This plant right here, my snake plant, I'm so proud of this plant. I'm not really that good at snake plants, and the fact that this one's given me new pups is so exciting to me. I water propagated a lot of these leaves and they gave me roots, and then I put them in the soil and now they're giving me pups, and that makes me really excited. This plant I do like to water from the top because I don't think that the roots are that extensive and down to the bottom, so I want to make sure that the roots are getting enough moisture. And here I'm going to water my Raven ZZ. She was super dry. Her stems are nice and firm, but it's been at least a month since she got watered, so, and she's in a north facing window as well as the snake plant. Here are some more air plants that I have. I love these air plants. I really do want to get more of them. When they're silvery looking like this, that means that they're dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray these at my sink, but I wanted to show you the other air plants that I have. And then I'll be back to show you what they look like once they've been sprayed. See how green, bright green they get when they're nice and wet. Again, I'm gonna put them all upside down on the dry paper towel, and I will let them sit upside down for the entire day because I want to make sure that no moisture gets into the crown of the plant and rots it out. This part right here, I thought I'd try the Instagram famous or TikTok famous, I don't know which one it is, but the moving tripod. So excuse me looking at the camera every like 2 seconds. I just wanted to make sure that it was tracking me, and this is the first video that I do with this tripod. I just thought this would be fun, and since I'm done watering all my plants, I'm going to go ahead and put them all back in their places. And I thought that I would take you guys along with me so you could see the whole thing, what I do. I look pretty awkward. It's kind of funny how I keep looking at the camera, but it can track you even if you're not facing it. But you will see on some of these clips that if it doesn't see your head at all, like if your head's not in frame, the front or the back of your head, it will stop tracking you. So I just wanted to use it and learn how to use it so that I can use it in my future videos. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you like the voiceover, if you like the background music, as well as if you like this moving tripod so you can kind of see everything that I'm doing and follow me around my house as I do my planty chores. I really did enjoy this part. I think it's kind of fun and relaxing, but I was just laughing because it kept on losing track of me because I was too close to the camera. So yeah. So here, as you can see, I'm checking the Easter cactus and they are still pretty dry. So I'm going to top water them to try to get that top part of the soil moistened, and then I'll let it sit a little longer before I put it away. But yeah, this plant is in desperate need of a repot. See here, it didn't track me because I was out of frame. So I'm trying to use my hand to see if that works. That definitely doesn't work. Not for me at least. But here we go, back at it. I'm gonna put my Tradescanthia back on the shelf. She's kind of like crazy. I do want to hang her up instead of having her on the shelf like this, because I think she would hang much better and not look so wild and crazy maybe. I don't know. But we will see what I do with her in the future. On a future video, let me know in the comments down below if you're interested in seeing a repot of her or a refresh of her, as well as the Easter cactus. Some of my Hoyas as well will need a repot. They're still in their old soil. Most of them are repotted in the soil that I like to use for them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know down in the comments. I thought it was kind of fun. I'll tell you, this is really relaxing to water your plants, listen to music. And that little Hoya carrii, my sister actually gave me that plant like 2 years ago and it's still kicking. Hasn't given me any new growth, but it's still alive. And the string of hearts that's in the small terracotta pot that I put in the face planter, I actually propagated that plant out of my mother plant and it looks like it's doing good. Here I was putting sand but in from one pot to the other for my air plants. And now I'm taking my catch pots. Most of my plants are in nursery pots because I find it easier to tell if the plant needs any watering by checking the weight of the pot, as well as doing the skewer test and checking the leaves. Those are the 3 main things that I check for my plants to see if they need any watering. And if I didn't mention earlier in this video, the little satchels that you see on the plants are beneficial mites. I purchased those. I only purchased about 25 of them. Okay, you guys, we're nearing the end of this video. Please let me know what you like or don't like about this video, whether it's the music, the voiceover, or the moving tripod. Also, remember to give this video a like if you do like it, subscribe, check out my other socials, and I'll check you guys out in my next video. Bye!